Your name is Larry Laffer. You've arrived in beautiful Lost Wages without luggage. The airline lost it. Without a hotel reservation, you forgot to get one. And without a clue. You've never had one. You exit the cab. The hot, dry air of Lost Wages hits you in the face like a hard slap. A feeling not wholly unfamiliar to you. After your cab ride, you may be low on funds, but you've got the looks, the lines, and the leisure suit. You're in town to find true love. And if you happen to get lucky along the way, that's okay. After all, you're nearly 40.
And still still untouched by human hands. Look out, ladies. I'm finding love tonight.
Nobody has dropped any change on the sidewalk. If you want money, you'll either have to sell yourself for sex or gamble.
So, let's get gambling.
Lost Wages has been painting their garbage cans green to make them look like bushes. There's a fence running along the back of Lefty's. In fact, there are fences running in and out of Lefty's all the time. Nobody has dropped any change on the sidewalk. If you want money, you'll either have to sell yourself for sex or gamble.
So, let's get gambling.
Somebody's offering a reward for the return of a lost Bernese mountain lion. And a local band called Rosella and the Iceman is opening for the Captain and Tennille next week. It's a taxi call box. The street continues on in both directions, but you don't see any amusing destinations within walking distance. Nobody has dropped any change on the sidewalk.
So, let's get gambling.
Lefty's door is stout and thick, just like you. Lefty's door is stout and thick, just like you. These video slot machines make it all too easy. At least when you had to pull a big handle, you got to work for your losses. You give yourself a quick pat-down.
Got my wallet, got my breath spray, and I'm filled with Vitamin Larry. Come and get me, ladies.
apples, apples, apples for sale. Get your fresh apples here, only $1.
You know, most guys look kind of shapeless and dumpy in a barrel, but this guy really carries it off.
Apple? Just $1.
I'll call.
You know, most guys...
Apple? Just $1.
I'll call you.
Hey, you'll get your turn in here soon enough.
Hey, mister! I presume it's mister. I can't see under your barrel.
The name's Tim Tibbetts. And you are?
Larry? Larry Laffer?
What's your question, Larry?
Well, I see you're wearing a barrel, and I figure this can only mean one thing. You're going to go over Niagara Falls.
Interesting.
Furthermore, since Lost Wages is near the West Coast and Niagara Falls is near the East Coast and you're already in the barrel, you must be super wealthy. They'll never let you on a commercial airliner dressed that way.
Your mind works in strange and mysterious ways, Larry. Actually, I'm broke. That's why I'm dressed this way. Wanna buy an apple?
Let me think about it. It would be kind of cool to buy an apple from a really rich guy.
You sniff the barrel guy carefully, swishing his aroma around in your mouth before spitting it out.
Ripe, piquant and musty, with a flabby finish, and I believe you're starting to oxidize.
Yes, but I'm also smooth and rounded.
So I see.
You have this barrel confused with your neighbor's rain barrel back at home. That's the one that gets your special additive.
Hey, you'll get your turn in here soon enough.
It feels oddly generic, as if you felt something just like it before, elsewhere. The Dart Simulation plugin was out of our price range. You slip $1 into the jukebox and search for a suitably sleazy selection. What's a hot babe like that doing in a miserable, smelly, broken-down joint like this?
Hey, bub, just keep that kind of narration to yourself.
You must be tired. You've been running through my mind all day.
I know, but you keep following me anyway.
Sorry if this sounds a little squirrely, baby, but I'd like to store you in my cheek pouches for a snowy day.
Really? I'd like to crack your skull like a nut and bury your brains in the park.
Alrighty then. We're really starting to make a connection, eh?
I wish it was long distance.
Have a seat at the bar first. What do you think this is? Some dive even cruddier than this? It's you, Larry. Larry Laffer. Remember? You give yourself a quick pat-down.
Got my wallet, got my breath spray, and I'm filled with Vitamin Larry. Come and get me, ladies!
Have a seat at the bar first. What do you think this is? You take a seat on an available bar stool.
You must be tired. You've been running through my mind all day.
I know, but you keep following me anyway.
How's it hanging?
By the angle of the dangle and the heat of the meat. Ha ha ha!
Classy.
First rule of socializing, Larry. Look at the person you're trying to engage with, particularly when they helped pay for you to be here. Be polite, Larry. Look at the man first. He's one of Lost Wages' finest benefactors. That's Jordan Lee. He's here frequently, and they say he shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. Curiously, in Florida, Arizona, and Montana, just to watch him die is a valid legal defense against homicide.
Hey, loser! Wanna go get into some serious fucking trouble?
Hey! No.
That's a shame. I know some major going down tonight. It's gonna be awesome.
That sounds boss.
No, it doesn't. The one with the bottomless gut is Michael Hirschman. He's been coming to Lefty's for years, bending the elbow and running up a classically huge bar tab. He just paid it back, which is partly the reason Lefty's is open tonight.
Yeah? What's up?
I was just looking for women.
Well, you're looking in the wrong place. It's pretty much a sausage fest here. I mean, I'm pretty, but not that pretty, if you know what I mean.
I sure do.
No, you don't.
So, Michael, you know any good pickup lines?
I don't need lines. I speak from the heart and my mouth.
You are a Renaissance man. I guess people don't mess around with you.
They misjudge me. For instance, just because I know 1001 ways to inflict pain on the human body doesn't mean I like to hurt people.
I suddenly have to go.
I get that a lot.
Blah, you idiot! I said posse.
So, what was the setup to that punchline? The gentleman filling his face is Tom King, a regular at Lefty's and the kind of guy you love to have with you at the movies, so you don't have to talk to him for 2 hours.
Looking at me? Can't blame you, actually. I got that handsome, roguish look. It's a curse. But hey, you know what I mean, right?
Of course I do.
Yeah, I'm sure you know lots of handsome guys in my situation.
This international bon vivant, Francois de Quitte, is one of Lefty's big investors. And being from Europe, he's extremely cool.
Wow, you're cool.
I know, right? It's almost too cool how cool I am, n'est-ce pas?
Ooh, and you speak Klingon too.
No, I don't think so.
I resent your chiseled features, your height, and your easygoing, laid-back demeanor. Can I have your life?
No, I have too much cool to fit into that little body. Blah, 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 blah. 'Cause Thursday's your night in the barrel.
So, what was the setup to that punchline?
Hello?
What'll it be?
Give me a mug of beer.
That'll be $5, please.
You flip $5 onto the counter. You down the beer in your pseudo-macho style and slam the mug back on the bar. Suddenly, you feel a little woozy.
Blah, 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 blah. Everybody's going to Dallas.
So, what was the setup to that punchline? You feel a little lightheaded. You're unsure if you'll be able to walk straight. Shaking your head, you finally clear away the cobwebs and are once again able to walk in your standard Studley style. You are in a dimly lit hallway. The peeling wallpaper gives the roaches something to watch. Clutter fills the room, and a filthy drunk wearing filthy clothes sits on the filthy floor, leaning his filthy back against the filthy wall. He is a poor little lamb who has lost his way, and also his bladder control. Even empty, these are too heavy for you to move. There's no conceivable way this sign could help you get the girls. This fan is old, broken, and pathetic. This game has a lot of fans like that. You poke around in the cartons. They contain nothing but useless, spider-ridden packing peanuts and mouse corpses. Better not take it. Lefty is selling it to a chain restaurant that buys up hoarders' collections and nails everything to the walls. You deftly pluck the rose from the vase and carry it with you.
Yeah, baby.
The lamp is useless without its shade, or even with it. Even empty, these are too heavy for you to move. Don't be caught carrying around someone's old stool. This isn't one of those fish that flops and sings. It just hangs there and you can't do anything with it. A feeling not entirely unfamiliar to you. You can't take it with you. Hey, that's catchy. You already have plenty of filth at home. The ratalope doesn't do anything. It just observes and quietly judges. You have no use for the bud vase itself. Buried under the usual skin mags are some real collector's items. One of them is juicy, Japanese, and Jewish. People should stay as far away from these boxes as possible, which is a shame because it's a tiny room and people have to use it all the time. People should stay as far away from these boxes as possible, which is a shame because it's a tiny room and people have to use it all the time. You're already well wiped. Score!
Yeah, baby.
You start to wash your hands in the cold water. Then you realize that there's no soap. Then you realize that there are no paper towels. So you wash your hands as well as you can and wipe them on the back of your shirt, under your jacket where the wet spots won't show. You grab an ancient copy of Flutter, the magazine of nude skydiving, and settle in to sit and think. You feel a great relief. What's that aroma? You give yourself a quick pat down.
Got my wallet? Come and get me, ladies!
Carefully finishing your duties, you wipe and toss the newspaper behind the toilet for the next user. Don't do it, Larry! Too late! The toilet begins to fill. Realizing your mistake, you quickly jiggle the handle, attempting to stem the onrushing tide of water. As the water reaches your head, your life flushes before your eyes. You doze briefly. Turns out, a flush beats everything. Sometimes good manners are a bad idea, eh, Larry? You grab an ancient copy of Flutter, the magazine of nude skydiving, and settle in to sit and think. You feel a great relief. What's that aroma? You can't open it. It just hangs there mocking you. Of course, you're used to things just hanging there mocking you. Carefully finishing your duties, you wipe and toss the newspaper behind the toilet for the next user.
Jeez, did something die in there?
Wanting to be humane to the drunk, you clap him firmly on the shoulder, stroke his head, pat his hand, and get up close to him.
So tell me, how are you doing?
Ah, thanks for asking, buddy. I'd be just great if only my impetigo would clear up.
He is a poor little lamb who has... and also his...
Hey, don't touch your merchandise. I'm not your cabin boy anymore.
He must have an interesting past.
Hey, don't touch your merchandise. I'm not your cabin boy anymore.
He must have an interesting past.
Hey, don't touch your
He must have an interesting past. You reel back at the putrid stench of the offensive bum who can probably hear every word we're saying about him. You proudly display your member to the drunk.
Is that your wiener?
Yep.
Wow, I've never seen an innie before.
You try to pull up the rug. Not only doesn't it move,
Hey, don't...
he must have an interesting past.
Hey, dork, you got toilet paper stuck to your shoe. Ha ha ha.
Keep your hands off of me. For all I know, you've been touching one of them computer keyboards. Filthy, infectious things those are.
Hello?
What'll it be?
I'll have a glass of your fine well whiskey.
That'll be $5, please.
You flip $5 onto the counter. You don't drink the whiskey, but instead decide to carry it with you wherever you go, precariously balanced in an open shot glass.
Your breath is your breath is bad. Hey, don't touch your merchandise.
He must have an interesting past. Once more, you get close, but not too close, to the drunk.
Have you thought about going to a doctor?
Nah, you go to a doctor and they just want to make you better. Then you get sick again and you start this cycle of destruction. No, thank you.
Can I do anything for you?
A little drink would be nice. To break up the monotony of my constant imbibing. Sometimes my old ex-captain, Roddy Kentucky, drops by and shares a fine beverage. A little drinky drink with me. Hey, don't touch your merchandise. I'm not your cabin boy anymore.
He must have an interesting past.
Can I do anything for you?
A little drink would be nice. To break up the monotony of my constant imbibing. Sometimes my old ex-captain, Roddy Kentucky, a little drinky.
He is a poor little lamb, and also his black... He is a poor little... and also... The op art design on the rug appears to... Oh, wait. You reel back at the putrid stench of the offensive bum who can probably hear every word You proudly display your
Is that you?
Yep.
Have you flossed in the past 10 years?
You wonder how many Nagas had to give their all just to decorate this sleaze hole. You rap loudly on the Naga hide door.
Yeah? What's the password?
Swordfish?
Damn fool, have some originality.
Swordfish?
Damn fool, have some originality.
You rap loudly on the Naga hide door.
Yeah? What's the password?
You clamber up the door, stand on the knob, and insert yourself through the peephole.
No thanks, buddy. I don't like garlic knots.
It tastes like somebody's been trying to wedge a moose through this thing.